Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a quick video of what I think is the very best longsword build at the end of the game. Basically, once you have your Fatalis set and all the gems, jewels that you farmed and have everything ready to go. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. Going to have your Fatalis Saga Spanning, of course. You're going to have a Frostfang Helm, so you can have the Punishing Draw. Plus, I like that you still have your 3 jewel slots, and 2 of them are Critical Eye, so it saves you a level 4 gem there. You lose your stun resistance. Towards the end of the game, especially with longsword players, you're going to be doing a lot of foresight slashes, so you don't really have to worry about too much defense if you're pretty good with that, or you can do rolls and things like that. But yeah, sometimes you might get stunned. It's no big deal, you know. It just gets you your critical eye, gets you your punishing draw, which adds that stun effect to your weapon, which pretty much eliminates the need of having any slugger. You can still have it, of course, but even up to level 5. But once you have just the punishing draw, you got enough that you're going to knock out the monster with enough headshots 2 or 3 times in a fight. And that's all you really need, because once they're down, and along with all the other methods of them being down, mounts and flint shots and all that stuff, you're going to kill them much quicker than you're going to need to knock them down more than 2 or 3 times. So I wouldn't worry about any slugger. It makes it happen a little bit faster, but it's not worth it. Anyways, okay, so we go to your Fatalis set. Everything is beta for the jewel slots and the stuff they normally come with. Let's see, weakness, exploit, evade, window. The waste is the alpha, because you have 3 critical eye instead of 2, and the weakness exploit, and you still have a level 4 slot and 2 level 3s, and because you have the weakness exploit and the critical eye mixed with the level 3 gems, you can kind of create your own super OP rarity 13 jewels, basically, because it works out to be like a weakness exploit plus shaver, or critical eye plus phoenix, or handicraft, something like that. So making it a very, very powerful slot to do some things, because you might not want, I don't know, flying attacks, or you know, something that you might attach to a jewel that you don't really want. It just comes with. So anyways, challenger jewel, I use the temporal mantle and the glider. A lot of people like the impact, but with that fang helm, you're going to be doing enough knockdowns to not need any of that. The glider, the 2 level 4 slots are available, and it goes on for 180 seconds, 3 minutes, so it's a great way to get extra damage with some dragon attack jewels to increase any damage to monsters that are weak, or just even somewhat weak to dragon. As long as they have 1 star or above, you're going to be doing extra damage. Okay, let's see. The other skills are, of course, the Fatalis skills, Inheritance and Transcendence. Unlock all your maximum ability ways to get level 5 and level 7 and all that stuff. You got your sharpness, and you got your 100% health and stamina. Okay, as far as the jewels, let's see. Hello again. I just switched over to this view because it's a little bit easier to show all the jewels and explain why I think this is the best setup. Okay, so you have a lot of your meta stuff, you know, and I know there's a dialogue about meta and how useful it is to anybody other than speedrunners, and it is incredibly useful for everyone. But it's endgame stuff or skill-based stuff, so if it doesn't come right away, it's okay. But you eventually get to a point in this game where you're just grinding the hardest monsters in the game, you know, and you got a good idea of how to play your character, defensively and offensively, and you're not worried about carding very often. You got all the tools you need to avoid that, and you got the equipment and your items and stuff like that, so you're not carding very often, and you're looking to take down these monsters aggressively and fast, but not just as quick as humanly possible, but in a more fun way. And the meta really helps with that. Attack boost 7, critical eye 7, agitator 7, max divine blessing, super helpful. Eats up pretty much up to 60% of enemy attacks, like religiously. It almost happens almost on every hit, not quite, but almost. Recovery up gets you all this health back based on your weapon having. Let me go ahead and show that. So we are using. Oops. The affinity increase, of course, the health regen, and the elemental status effect to get your dragon a little higher. Like I was explaining before, it adds to damage to any monster that's above 1-star dragon damage. The health regen, every time you hit, you get a portion of your health back based on how much damage you are doing. So how much damage you are doing is incredibly effective in keeping your health full, and you're just not carding. Back to the jewels. These are all endgame jewels, so you have all this stuff already. If not, you can grind threat level 3 investigations. That's the best way to do it because you get 4 or 5. Anything that has multiple monsters, don't do. And anything that's like, if you faint once, you fail, don't do. Just try to gather as many of those investigations. You can also meld in the melder, but you'll only get 3, and you have to convert some of your other jewels that you have. It's not worth it. Anyways, attack 4, attack 4, attack 4. That gives you the 6 of attack boosts. Here's your 7th. Critical gets you your boost. Here's the other 2 criticals with medicines. Expert 4 gets you level 7 expert eye because you already got enough on your equipment. 5 already on your equipment. Challenger 2 gets you your max agitator. Every time the monster becomes agitated, you get a buff in affinity and damage, and they stay agitated pretty often. Flawless medicine. The reason recovery up is so important, guys, is it synergizes with your regen on your weapon. So because you're doing more damage, you're getting more recovery back. With recovery up, that increases it by many percentage points. Where is it? 30% at level 3. So you're just topping up your health constantly to go with your peak performance. So you're just always getting the peak performance attack boost as well of plus 20. Phoenix, Coalescence, sorry. This is maxed out, so every time you take any kind of infliction, and it's not just afflictions, it's stuns. So the stun that you're missing on your helmet is actually going to give you that plus 18 attack raw boost and the 90 and the status buildup from being able to be stunned now. But even other things like certain types of knockdowns or certain types of things the monster will do, you can just have null berries in your item or your pouch, so as soon as you get afflicted by anything, just heal yourself. Or if it's something like burning, you just roll out of it, and once you get done with it, boom, you get the perks and the buffs. Shaver, this is really handy when you're playing solo. Longsword takes 2 hits to wound some parts, and you want to wound the head as quickly as possible so you can start really getting the damage boosts on it. So this just lets you do it in 1 hit instead of 2. If you're playing with a team or a party or planning on having sending a flare so people jump in, I would really just do another handicraft here to get a little bit more sharpness. Or you could do something like, I don't know, the one that gives you the flight attack bonus or something like that, because that kind of synergizes with your glider mantle really well. Handicraft, protection, this stuff just gets you your survivability. So again, it's not ultra meta that the speedrunners are going to run, but it's so similar to meta with just a couple of, quality of life buffs, and it'll get you through every fight, and you'll be damaging incredibly well, and it'll be fun. And I'm going to show you how it's going to perform here in a second. Temporal mantle, I use dragon jewels, glider, I use the Dragon Jewels 4. That's all just damage. Again, the glider mantle lasts 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute buff to your damage. Temporal, you're going to use this to flint shot basically. Temporal mantle is the mantle you use to flint shot to get them banged into the wall. Glider mantle is the mantle you use when you want to mount them. There's a nice little trick you can do with the glider mount where if you hit X to jump off, once you jump onto a monster with your clutch claw, it counts as a jump. So you can hit R2 and do your unique air attack for the longsword, and that's an aerial hit. So you can end up mounting the monster anytime you want to without having the terrain be there. In fact, someone suggested I make a video of how to take down monsters fun and efficiently, and all these little built-in mechanics on how to do so, and I will make that. So at the end of the day, this is what I consider the very best longsword build. You're going to have fun. You're going to tremendously trounce these monsters once you're good at this game, and I'm not saying anybody that's not at this level is not good at it, but you get to a point where you know what you're doing. You're not the type of guy with a long sword that just runs in, hits R2 until you can finally do your helm splitter, and that's just rinse and repeat. No, you're doing some movement, you're doing some slashes, you're doing some mounting and flint shots and just fun stuff, and this is the very best setting for it. And really, that's about it for the description. I'm going to pause the video here, and I will attach another clip, and this is just me doing the overlay.